waiting on William Bar None Floyd. We're just looking up, Goo, how you got that nickname. It's because
that's dope, man.
Proclaimed he was the best fullback in the league over your very close name, Daryl Johnston.
Moose.
Bar none.
That's dope, man. His
that.
agent should have got a raise on that one.
That's pretty good.
Bar none.
And of course, he was a part of the Super Bowl winning team, 94-95 with the San Francisco 49ers. And we got him on right now. We're just discussing William Floyd with us here on 95.7 The Game, the best fullback in the league, bar none. Thank you so much for joining us.
Believe that. What's up, Evan and the Guru?
What's up now?
Yeah. Well, I want to start first with the team that you were on, the 1994 team, last team for the San Francisco 49ers to win a Super Bowl. Take us through kind of the preparation, maybe a bit of an exhale between the NFC Championship, the Super Bowl. What happens between now when the Niners beat the Lions and they get set for the Chiefs? What happens in these 2 weeks, and how did you approach that time off?
Wow, I mean, you think about the way we came through it. You know, we had that first week off. We had to bye and came through, Chicago, and then got past Dallas. And then that week there, man, I think it was when Steve basically he had that speech right at the end of the game, and, we said we had 30 more days or 35 more days, something like that, to commit ourselves to, etch our names in history. And that's all we're focused on, man. It was just like, guys, understood what it was about. The great thing for me, with me being a rookie, I had so many guys that had been there before. Jerry won multiple championships, Brett Jones, Jesse Polo, all these guys, especially on the offensive side that I had to look up to. So, man, it was just basically focusing in, making sure you kept your nose clean, that you could really be on the field to help the football team and, man, get it done.
Speaking of getting it done, William, I'm excited that we had you on because, you played, you won a Super Bowl, you know what it takes, and we talk on the radio, but like 6 weeks back, I'm telling anybody that'll listen, one of the best, if not the best defensive unit in D-lines in football is the Niners. And bar none, all of a sudden going to Green Bay and Sunday down 24-7, the way Detroit did what they did in the first half. Can you walk us through how you saw this D-line or defense operate? Because I'm getting a little nervous and I'm shocked.
Well, it's total domination, and that's what you have when you have a unit that knows each other, that's been playing together, have a lot of stars together, and they know they get to a certain point, they're just going to shut things down. They give up really nothing in the second half, and that's what really helped them out this past weekend. Same thing the week before against Green Bay. They made some great adjustments, came out after halftime, and the other team really couldn't do anything. 27-7, basically, and scoring in the second half. That just told you what that defense was about. They basically shut down that offense, of the Detroit Lions. And then, of course, the offense came out and took care of business. But the defensive line has been playing great. When you have guys that are playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage, playing in the backfield, being disrupting the running game of your opponent, that's always going to bode well for you. So, hats off to that team. And they did an excellent job of not only stuffing the run in the second half, but making sure that it was easy for the DBs to take care of business behind them.
William Bar None Floyd joining us on the Boxer and Gerson guest line here on 95.7 The Game. Also, by the way, first rookie in NFL history to score 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. This man knows about winning as a Super Bowl champion with the San Francisco 49ers. Speaking of winning, that's all that Brock Purdy has done since he's gotten a chance to start as former Mr. Irrelevant. To you, what has he proved over these last 2 games? A game-winning drive against Green Bay, and then, of course, a fourth-quarter comeback or second-half comeback against the Lions. What has Brock Purdy proved to you as someone that understands the history, has played with someone like Steve Young? What has he proved to you as a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
Well, I think it's quite simple. He can get it done in the moment. That's what I look at that kid. When I look at him, he's not afraid of stepping up and making plays in the moment when it's for the gusto, when it's for everything. He finds a way to get it done. And when you can keep it going like that, only thing he has to do now is seal it off with a championship, because young man has poise. He makes great decisions. And I'm not surprised at all because Kyle Shanahan is his coach. That guy's been around football. I remember kind of headlocking him and giving him some noogies and stuff when his dad was my offensive coordinator. So, he's been around football. He has a great mentor in Mike Shanahan, but this young man is unflappable. He's unshakable. and I just like his poise back there. And like I said, I just like that he always steps up to the moment. And you got to have that if you want to be a championship quarterback. If you want to be in the name, you'll have your name called with Steve Young, Joe Montana. You have to be able to get it done in the moment when it really counts. And so far, he's shown that he can get it done. Let's hopefully see if he can get it done next week.
Will, speaking of Kyle, I told my partner, man, it seems like all he has to do really is just check. It's a big box, but check this box of, winning a Super Bowl, which he's been in. But I want to bring him up because his brilliance, I wonder who would have drafted Deebo Samuel and used him the way Kyle has. Can you speak to just how rare, and have you seen any player in your time mimic or kind of remind you of Deebo Samuel?
No, not from my era. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure there were some really good athletes out there, receiver. I mean, put Jerry back there, I'm sure he was going to make plays wherever he was at on the field, just a great football player. But, Deebo, man, is a different guy. The only guy that I could see that kind of reminds me more on the receiver side is Shannon Sharp back in the day. And I think Shannon may be able to tote it a little bit too. But just a tough receiver, going to get yards after the catch, going to have a lot of yak. Man, what can you say about him? And then, Kyle being able to have the foresight to be able to plug guys in wherever he is, that just tells you how brilliant he is as a coach. Everybody wants to say, talk about these different offenses, but it's really the coach behind it and the players that he's putting in there to make plays. And you got players making it happen at tight end. I love to see Juice get his little workout on, Popo, get his ball out there when he gets an opportunity. But, you just Deebo, Ayuk, you just got guys making plays all over the field at every position on offense. So when you have that, everybody's hitting on all cylinders, you're going to have a successful offense.
49ers Super Bowl champion joining us on the Boxer and Gerson guest line, William Bar None Floyd with us. And taking a look at the opponent the 49ers are facing, I mean, Kansas City has a chance to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, obviously go back-to-back, even in what some might consider a down season. But as a player, how much do you make of a former meeting? Because these two teams met in 2019, different rosters, but same head coaches, different quarterbacks. Some players were on the team for the 49ers, some weren't. Is that a situation where you think as a player the Niners want the Kansas City Chiefs, that they want to face them and they want to take what they thought was theirs in 2019 but unfortunately couldn't?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's more of a chip. If you want to talk about the chip on the shoulder, I think that definitely falls on the Niners' shoulders, especially with the way that game went down in Miami, having the lead and then losing it at the end. You got to think that left a sour taste in the mouth, and they're going to be prepared. If nothing else, I think they'll be prepared for this game. Of course, you're talking about Mahomes and what he's been able to do over there, Andy Reid, what he's been able to do. That franchise has really stepped up. I remember back in the day, they wasn't getting it done like this. But, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to defense. I mean, it's like Coach Bowden used to tell us at Florida State, to tell the defense, like, man, if they don't score, they can't win. Now, that's easier said than done going against the Chiefs, but I think that this football team defensively has an opportunity to do something special, and I think they'll bring the offense right along with them.
Wow. William, can you walk us through, because you know what it's like, you got the hardware. What's this week like? What are these weeks like? There's an extra week, but is it just business as normal? How do you not do too much as a player and stay focused?
Well, I mean, I think it's really on the guys that are upstairs and, on the top floor. It's going to be Mike, Kyle. I keep saying Mike. I just, but, I love both of them, shake hands. But, I think it's the guys upstairs. Nothing changes. I mean, it starts at the top, and everybody's going to take their marching orders from the top. If, Kyle is in there, he's the same loose guy, getting it done like he's been doing. Really no change in his movement, his persona. No nervousness. Nobody can feel any of that type of stuff. Then it's going to be just what it was, business as usual. But if anybody can sense something, it might be a little something where you're like, what's going on? But I do not foresee that happening because this team is ready. They're prepared for it, and I can't wait to see them get it done. I know that the week that we were preparing for the bowl, when we got to Miami finally, we didn't drop a ball. That's how focused we were in practice that week. But one ball didn't touch the ground the entire week offensively. And I think when you have that type of focus, practice before the bowl, and you take that into the Super Bowl, you have a great chance of getting it done. And I have no doubt that these young men are hungry, prepared, and focused and ready to get it done.
Here on the Boxer and Gerson guest line is former Super Bowl champion for the 49ers, William Bar None Floyd. Just one more for you, William. You played fullback for a guy that had a versatile skill set as any. Here in San Francisco, Ricky Watters could do it out of the backfield, pass catching, on the ground. There's a guy right now that is, in my opinion, in many people's opinion, the best running back in the NFL, and it's Christian McCaffrey. Tell us what it was like to play fullback for someone that had that kind of skill set, and then how you've seen Christian be able to be, in my opinion, maybe not the fire or the fuel for the team, but he absolutely starts the fire for this offense. What's it like playing fullback for a guy that has that versatile skill set?
I mean, that makes your job just that much easier. Some guys you have to go and really root a guy out of the hole. Some guys you can be like Gail Sayers and give them 18 inches of daylight, and that's all they need. And I think that's the same thing you see with Christian McCaffrey. You get that young man the ball, he's going to get it done. But he comes from great stock. His mom was a great athlete. His dad was actually the first roommate I ever had in the NFL when I got up to Rockland. We sit over there and we talk about our dreams and aspirations. I'm a rookie, and he's coming in trying to make the team. So every time I see that young man out there getting it done, I just think about his old man and how he got it done too. So he definitely is, in my opinion, definitely the guy. He's that guy right now in the NFL at the running back position for sure.
William, my partner, will let you go with this one. He played college ball. I did nothing but high school. But I always say if I want any type of pro ring, if I'm going to the movies or a cookout, I'm wearing that bad boy. And everybody's like, nah, hey, what do you do with your ring? Do you wear it, William, or do you got to put up somewhere? Share, if you can, share with us.
Oh, yeah, I got to put up somewhere, but I will break it out on special occasions.
There you go.
So I mean, I don't let the dust stay on it too long. I definitely bring it out.
I love it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you got two of them, national champ and Super Bowl champions. You got multiple.
I was lucky, got them back to back. I was lucky to get them back to back, man. That was crazy. I actually stayed in the same exact hotel. It almost felt like I was staying at in the same room. But yeah, back to back years in Miami, man, and got to play right here in the state of Florida where I grew up and where I was born. Family got to, be a part of it.
Man.
So, yeah, great memories, man. Good time.
No
doubt. That's awesome. Well, we hope that the 49ers this year can experience what you did during the 94 season, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Hey, God bless. Take care, fellas.
On the Boxer and Gerson guest line, William Bar None Floyd. That was awesome.